going to be doing the PopBottle today, and there are 3 of them. And this is a vinyl applique block. In Embrilliance Essentials, I am going to make multiples and I'm going to do color sorting. You do not have to use Embrilliance in order to be able to do this. If you do not have Embrilliance installed, you do need to put a USB drive into your computer, and either from the CD or if you moved your designs from the CD and save them to your computer. The PopBottle is going to use blocks 10, 25, and 31 from the Quilting Designs Guide if you are doing the background quilting. Do not have Embrilliance. You just need to navigate to the embroidery file, and you want to grab lines to vertical if you are doing the background quilting, and you will take it and just drag it over to your USB drive. And then you will need to navigate to the design itself, which is the PopBottle, and then drag it over to the USB drive, and you can take it directly to your embroidery machine. And here's the file, and here's the file. And you are ready to get started. So I'm going to be making multiples in Embrilliance since there are 3 of them. And I need to make my hoop bigger. That's an 8 by 8. I'm going to go to the large one for the multi-needle. Now that I have my bigger hoop, I'm going to pull in the background quilting. I'm going to pull lines to vertical in. And I'm going to set this one up first and then make copies of it. So this is for color sorting. We need to make sure that this default blue and this default 1 blue are different colors so they don't stitch at the same time. So I'm going to change the 3rd one, and you just click on the color chip, and I'll just choose this Pacific blue. I changed my thread to my isocord. I'll just change it to Pacific blue. It doesn't matter what color because I will set that up on the machine itself and tell it okay. And then we need to make sure that this orange and this orange are not the same. And so this second orange, I'm going to change that to sunset. Great, that works good. Now, just minimize this. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to see, you can't right-click copy on this. You have to come over to the design itself and click on the design on the threads and right-click copy, right-click paste, and it pasted directly on top of the first one, and right-click paste again. There's my 3rd one, and it pasted directly on top. So the 3rd one, I'm going to use my arrow keys and just move it over. So I've got room between them, and then I'm going to come up here to the first one, and I'm going to use my arrow keys on my keyboard and move it over here. So now I have 3 of them that are ready to be color sorted. The first one I'm going to do, block 10, is going to be the background quilting will be white. And I'm going to go ahead and just do that here. I'm going to type in white, and it found it, and I'm going to tell it okay. And then block 25, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to do this background quilting is going to be a blue. That's going to be a baby blue. I'll use that reef blue. There, that's what I want. And then this one is going to be the white. And that's fine. And then block 31 is going to be a red. Oh, don't be barking at me. Okay, and then this is going to be a red. This needs to be done anyway. So this is great. So there's my blue block. Here's the one that's kind of a lighter yellow and it's got a white background. I don't want the background quilting to show through the pop bottle. So that's why I intend to make the background quilting exactly the same color as the fabric if possible. Great, so there's our background quilting designs. Now we need to bring in the pop bottle. And I'm going to come here and then let me go back. Let me see. Here it is. I'm going to bring this in. Now let me look at this design, see what we've got. Caramel. Default one blue needs to change because we're using that in the background quilting. And make it another color. And then sterling, that is the outline. So this is this caramel is the straw right here. Click off of this. Okay, there's the straw. That is the placement line for the vinyl. This is the tack down for the vinyl. And what is that? Step number 4 is the stitch cut line. You would use this line if you're not doing the background quilting. So this is giving you the cut lines for the bottle itself without background quilting, and you would want to stitch this. Because I'm doing background quilting and you actually are using, I believe it is this color, this stitch right here, the 4th stitch is the same on each one of the background quilting. So if we were to go to like where the bottle is now, let's go to, so if we click on this sunset, there is the background quilting. That's the fabric tack down line. And if you look, if I click on this one, it's the same. So I don't necessarily need to do this one. I'm going to delete it. And I'm just going to, with it highlighted, I'm just going to hit the delete key on my keyboard. And that makes that go away because I don't need to do that stitch for this bottle because I already know where I'm going to cut because of the background quilting fabric tack down line. All right, so this is fine the way it is. And on the pop bottle, on the stitches, I'm going to right click, copy, right click, paste, and right click, paste. So this is the 3rd pop bottle, number 6. Here is the 3rd pop bottle with it highlighted. I'm going to take my arrow key. Make sure just that is highlighted. And I'm going to move it over here. Okay. And then that's the 2nd pop bottle. Number 4 is the 1st pop bottle with just that highlighted. I'm going to move it over here. Great. Now what I want to do, and it's kind of hard. So essentially what we have is background quilting 1, background quilting 2, background quilting 3. Bottle 1, bottle 2, bottle 3. So I'm going to hold my control key down and highlight background quilting 1 and bottle 1. And I'm going to come up here on the top to the alignment and I want to center them vertically and horizontally and click apply. Perfect. Close. Now I'm going to do background quilting 2 and pop bottle 2. Hold the control key down. Come up to the alignment. Center vertically, center horizontally, and apply. Close. Very good. And now for the 3rd one. Background quilting 3, pop bottle 3. Come up to alignment. Center vertically, center horizontally, and apply. Great. So now I know how they're all going to stitch out and that they all will fit in the hoop and they're going to stitch out in the right order. without any overlap of things that wouldn't work right. So now what I can do is come up to the top and go to Utility. I'm actually getting pretty good at this now. Color Sort. I say that. Watch. New View. And let's see what we have. So it has combined all three into a single stitch file. Here's the batting placement stitch, batting tack down, fabric placement, fabric tack down, background quilting first bottle, background quilting second bottle, background quilting third bottle, straws, placement line for the vinyl, tack down for the vinyl. That's perfect. It's exactly what we want. Okay. We are ready to go to the machine. If you have a single needle and you have the ability to do like a 9x14 hoop, you can do this as well. And it just makes life so much easier, and it's a much more efficient way to do this. If you only have a 5x7 hoop, then you can just do the pop bottles one at a time, and it'll come out just the same. I'm going to go File, Save Stitch File As, and I'm going to put it on my USB, and I'm going to call it Pop Bottles. And we are ready to go over to the multi-needle. Great. So here at the multi-needle, I have put my USB into the hub behind it. And some of you asked the question, why do I use this? It's just to prevent wear and tear on the USB port on the machine itself. It just is something I just do. You don't have to do that. It's just something that I do. I'll link to this hub below. So I'm going to USB and I'm looking for my bottles. Let's see, there's the single one. Let me go down to pop bottle. There they are. Says it's too large, it's going to rotate it, and that's fine. Always comes in upside down. And I'm going to hit set and edit end. I don't need to do anything to it right now as far as size. Oh, actually I'm going to rotate it. I'm sorry. 90 degrees, and that'll turn them straight up, so that's good for my brain. Edit end. And now I need to go through and choose the thread colors. I need to add a thread color in here for the straw. So I'm going to put this on pause. So I'm changing out spool number 4 for a straw colored thread, this one right here. And I wanted to show you how easy it is to change threads. Let me get in here so you can see up close. So I'm going to just grab the thread in front of the needle. You don't want to pull it up here, but in front of the needle. You don't want to, let me back out a little bit. You don't want to pull it up here because there's a thread guide right above the needle. So you just pull the thread. I've tied it off with a single knot with the new color. Okay, now I'm going to trim it. That's about all you need. There's a button on the screen that looks like the hoop with 2 needles next to it, and it's got 2 arrows. I'm going to touch that. Then I'm going to touch number 4. And it moves the head to number 4. And then here on the bottom, on the plastic part, there is a needle with an arrow going through that. So I'm going to press that button and let you see what happens. So here is needle number 4. I'm going to press that button, and a little hook, tiny little hook, is going to come through the eye of the needle. I'm going to press the needle threader button. And you can see the 2 prongs came out. You need to slip the thread under the 2 prongs, and then there is a little, let me get a pointer. There's a little bitty arm right here. So you want the thread to go under the 2 little prongs and under the arm. There's a thread cutter up here that's numbered number 4. So it popped out. Let me do it again. Okay. And you go up and around number 4 and cut it off. Now watch the little prongs. I'm going to press the needle threader button again, and it will yank that tail through the eye of the needle. That's just too cool for words. Tell it okay, and we are ready to go. Okay, I'm going to hit embroidery. Oops, I need to go back. Return. Okay. I need to hit my little spools here so I can assign thread colors and stops. I'm paying attention to this window right here. This window tells me what the stitch is, and we have 10 stitches. So this is the batting placement. I'm going to make that number 6, which is white. And then it jumps to 2, which is the batting tack down. Before it does that, I need it to stop. That'll be 6, which is white. Here is the fabric placement. I'm going to tell it to stop. That'll be 6. There's the fabric tack down, stop, 6. All right, background quilting on the first one is spool number 10. Background quilting on the second one is number 6, which is white. And background quilting on the third one is red, which is 7. The straws are going to be color number 4. This is the vinyl placement stitch. That's going to be color number 7. No, color number 8. There's vinyl tack down. Before it does that, I need it to stop, and that'll be color number 8. And that's it. Easy peasy. Tell it okay. And embroidery. And we are ready to go. I'm going to lock. This will be the batting placement stitch. What's the matter, you? I'm going to switch my bobbin. It has been having issues lately over the last couple of times I've used it of grabbing the bobbin thread. The bobbin is kind of running out anyway. I'm going to get a new one. That way I don't have to stop in the middle of this particular design and switch it out. This is the Filltech bobbin. They're pre-filled, and it has a little magnet on one side and the other side does not. The magnet side goes toward the inside to hold it to the metal bobbin case. There we go. Put this under. All right. I'm going to go back with the needle plus minus. I'm going to go back to 0. Since it's the start of the design, tell it okay. Lock and go. Better. No. I'm stretching my batting. Conserve, conserve. I'm almost finished with this. So it doesn't jump around, I'm going to go ahead and put some tape. Go. fabric placement. All of my fabric is already backed with a fusible woven. There's the blue one, and the red's over here. And I ended up using a yellow instead of the whiter one. Okay, tack down. Did a thread color change for this one because this blue is just going to be a little bit too dark. So I am going to pull this through before it gets going. I just went to a little bit lighter blue. I didn't use the fabric I had intended. Let me hit the needle threader button. Okay. Better. Okay, if you guys have any chalk lines for crosshairs, you need to remove them now. Make sure there's no any kind of thread or fur or anything like that on the pop bottles. And then you want to make sure that the vinyl, especially the underside of it, is clear of any kind of thread or pet fur, or otherwise you will permanently sew it to the project. I mean, that's up to you. You can have a memory of your dog forever. Just gonna tear this. I put tape. All finished. Now you need to trim away the outside of the vinyl, and when you do that, you want to try to do a slice more than a cut. If you can push it along as opposed to cutting it, you won't get those little choppy marks, those little edges, those little choppy edges. If you can push it real slow and careful, it will give you a nice clean cut. Let me use a different. I think that these are sharper. Don't cut into your stitching. There. All right, I'm going to do the rest of these and then cut them out. Very good. Okay, now they're ready to be cut out.